I am somewhere completely different. And right now, I'm going to set up my new tent. I have got the new ultralight Mongar 2 tent from Naturehike. Here it comes. I'll give you a quick demo and setup of how it looks right here on, wait for it, the Arabian Peninsula. And I will reveal exactly where I am a little bit later. Let's get into it. First things first, they supply it with a separate mat, like a ground sheet. I'm always going to use this, I think, as a bit of an extra protection anyway, so let's do that. We're going to go right here. The sea is right there. There are turtles. We've already seen turtles just inside the water there, which is incredible. So let's get this ground sheet down. We've got a curious kid coming along here to have a look. Right, so this is the footprint size. This is what we're going to be sleeping on, size-wise. There we go, so I'm going to peg that down in a sec. We need a little dustpan and brush. That's pretty good. Bit bumpy here, but our mattresses will pick that up and deal with that. There we go. Right. We've got ourselves a pole bag, which has got the pegs inside, poles and pegs. And then we've got the rest of the tent. We've got the outer and the inner all rolled up together here. So the way this tent goes up is the inner goes out first and then the outer afterwards. And you do have options, because we have this ground sheet, you have options to use it without the inner if you want, and just have the outer and laying on that as your ground sheet. So there's a few ways of doing it. To get the inner up on the old Mongar 2, we've got a spider's web of poles here, which all very nicely snap together. And we snap them into the little aluminium fixings. If you come down here and have a look, we've got these lovely little aluminium fixings that they just snap into there. And another one here. Obviously 4 of them going round. The last one is usually the awkward one. Just down here. Like that. And we've got our little helicopter thing on top, which I would say goes that way. Right, now we take the inner, try and find a starting point. And you've got these little straps, which have to go this way up, obviously, because you've got the clips on there. And then I'm going to re-clip these things through the 2 of them. So that'll go through both clips like that. And just do the same thing on the next one over here. That. Right. To go through one and through the next one. At least I think that's how it's done. All right, so once you've got your inner clipped in, you clip in the rest of it to fix onto the bars like this, onto the poles. And they've got a really clever little fixing system. If you're looking closely at this one, they've got like a twist and lock system which only goes one way. Like that. It's really cool. So if I do another one of these up here, you can see it like a claw. The claw goes on and hooks. It's really simple. Like that, like that. There you go, like that. And again, that way. And we keep going. And then the tension bit obviously goes through the pole there. And I have to pull the tension up on this side to spread it out. And there is your tent. Now, it's not pegged down at the moment either, so I can also move it, or if I want to reposition it, and both lot all moves together. It's a really neat little system. Ha! Okay, cool. Last bit, get the fly sheet on. We're in such a dry place. We could actually sleep under it just like this. So I want to show you a little feature of it is that the whole thing on the inner is mesh. So from a ventilation point of view, you're not going to get any condensation or anything inside this tent, especially in the place where we are at the moment. But anyway, I'm going to get the cover on. This is the tricky bit about finding exactly which way the cover goes on. That's going to be the front or the back. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is come a bit closer and have a look at this. I'm going to clip this anodized aluminium clip onto that. And I'm going to do the same the other side, so at least then we get the tension set on one part of it. All right, so put a bit of tension on there. Pull that on, and that's it. So at least the tension is set now there in the middle. And then down here, we'll start down this side as you're there, we've got little clips, obviously, that clip into the corresponding clips on the opposite side. Another one here, and there's 4 of these all the way around. There you go. Last one here, and we're done on that bit. Now hopefully everything should be lined up. We've got little ventilation windows here, which I can prop up with this bit of rigid material there. I'm just going to go around and make sure everything's lining up. Pop this ventilation window open again. There it is. Next thing is to peg it out. It comes with these lovely triangular anodized aluminium little pegs. These are really nice. So I'm going to get a few of these in, mainly to give it some shape at this stage. And we're in sand, as you can see, so these should be relatively easy. Just going to push that in there. And I'm going to have to get it in deeper than this in a bit, but just to give it some shape for the moment. Oh. And then same around the other side. Oh. This is going to be challenging with the old sand. There you go. I'm going to go around and peg the rest of it out. Well, there you go. That took, all of 5 minutes to set up my Naturehike Mongar 2 tent. Ultralight backing tent. I don't know where they got that name from, but every time we say it, it makes us laugh. This is the Mongar 2. Here on a beach in Arabia. What a place. For those of you who might be interested in knowing a bit more about this ultralight tent, there is a really good review on another channel featuring, and I will put a link to that down below or in the description down below. So if you want to know all about the features and the details of this ultralight tent, I'll link it across there. All right, see you in a bit. Just look at this. Just woken up in camp. It's about 5 AM. What an amazing night's sleep. A little tent, a car. And do you know what the irony is? To get a campsite like this on the beach, right here, and wake up with the moon rising and the sun coming up there. We've had to come to a place which most people in the Western world think of as in conflict. This is the Middle East. A place where you can camp freely on the beach with no fear whatsoever. Camping like this is completely legal, and they allow you to do it. And you have nothing to worry about. There are areas of it which are way safer than the UK. Wouldn't dream of doing this in the UK. There are hundreds of countries in the world where I wouldn't dream of doing this. But here, you can just camp on the beach with turtles swimming by here. Oh man, you have to experience this world to know what is wrong with some of it. Look at that.